We are making an iron-on transfer using Cricut. Let's start. New project. Now we're going to go to the list of icons on the left down to upload, because we're going to be uploading a logo that we created earlier using the Canva app. Now we're going to click upload image, and then I'm going to search in my computer. You can either browse and browse your files, or what I'm going to do is reach over here in downloads where it's saved and grab the Mr. Spicy or Mr. Hot, whichever one we decide to name the company, and we're going to click simple design. It works better for images. For some reason it comes in a lot clearer. And hit continue. And here we have our image. And as you can see, it has this checkered background, which means there is no background on the image. Otherwise, you'd have to come over here to remove background and then select and erase with these icons down here. We already have it done, so let's continue. Now, before I save and continue, I zoom in and I make sure there's no issues with how it came out. I look at the letters and make sure they're all clear. So now apply and continue. Now we're going to be cutting this image out of heat transfer vinyl, so we're not going to do the print then cut. Right over here, cut image, click on it. Now before we upload it, we're going to be changing the name a little bit so that it's easy to find it. Mr. Hot Sauce. And then we're also going to tag it and put it under the company logos so it's easy to find later on, and upload the image. So here it is, Mr. Hot. We're going to click on it and then add it to the canvas. And it shows up nice and clear right here. Now we're going to change the size of it because we're going to be putting this on a t-shirt. As you can see, you can either click up or down the size, or you can actually type in the number that you want of the exact size that you'd like. And that looks like a good size. So now we're going to make it. Click up here, the Make It button. And this is kind of what your mat looks like, and you can see you can place it where you want to on the mat depending on where you place your material. Look up and down. I just centered it as I have a 12 by 12 sheet that I'm going to be using to cut. Now it's centered. Now, very important to click mirror, because we are doing an iron-on transfer and it will cut on the opposite side. Now I'm going to look it over one more time and make sure everything looks good and that it's mirrored, and continue. And wait for it to connect. Now to set the material. I already have a whole bunch saved, and we're going to be doing everyday iron-on, or there's other versions of iron-on, or you can look under popular or browse all materials. But I have it here, so everyday iron-on, and select. It's so nice. It tells you the tools you need to have in your machine for the material that you selected, and which buttons to push next, which would be this little arrow button here. Here I am loading the material onto the mat. As you can see, you put the shiny side down for when you're doing iron-on. And here the machine is cutting it. I pushed first the little arrow buttons and then the little Cricut button that looks like a little C with a googly on it. And it's cutting away. Now to peel it, which is also called weeding. And I start with the big chunky pieces. They have a little weeding tool, which is this thing I'm using right now. It's basically looks like a little dental clip, and it helps to grab a hold of the vinyl. And I pull apart the big sections, which is very satisfying. And then with the weeding tool, I pick out the little tiny sections and make sure to get into all the little holes of all the letters. And if you mess up, you can fix it. There's a lot of things that are able to be fixed, like this little R that I messed up, but I put it back, and there you have it. We're gonna pretend this little white piece of fabric is a t-shirt and line up. Now you can see the shiny side is up and it comes out clear. This is a silicone sheet to help protect the plastic, and we're gonna push down and iron it for a few minutes. And once we've finished that, the t-shirt will be done. We have to sit and let it cool for a while, just like that. Once it's cool, we remove the film very carefully. And that is done. Our t-shirt is done.